How's it going, YouTube? Classic Oldsmobile. Here actually working on the Oldsmobile today. This is my 1983 Oldsmobile 98 Regency Brougham. Today we're going to be replacing the stabilizer end links. Hopefully, if I get to that, and I feel like doing it after doing this. But more importantly, we're replacing the this is Mevotech original grade GDS 899. This is the center link for the steering. So I've already gotten under here and started messing around. Oh, there's a lot of car. Alright, so this here is the part that we're going to be replacing. As you can see, there's a joint here that goes into the idler arm. And then there is a joint here that goes into the pitman arm. The pitman arm on this car is just a shaft on the box, the steering box here. And the idler arm is just a shaft with a joint here. But down here, it's just the joint is on the center link. So I've already gone ahead and removed the cotter key, or we're going to call them cotter keys, out of this one here, and out of this one here, and out of that one up there. So now I need to remove it. Oh, and I removed that one. Sorry, I was going to show you how to remove those, but they're already removed. So we will go ahead and get started with the replacement here. I'm going to go grab a few things, and we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to go ahead and start with removing the tie rods. So this is the outer tie rod on the passenger side. And over here is the inner tie rod connects to the outer. That's the inner tie rod, and that's the inner tie rod on the driver's side. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect those, hopefully. So we're going to grab a socket. Now these sizes might differ. If you have aftermarket parts, sometimes the nuts are different than factory. And it's been close to 10 years since I did this last, so I have no idea what size any of this stuff is. That's an 18, seems tight. 19, there we go, looks like it's a 19. We're gonna go ahead and throw the impact on that, hopefully. Yeah, put it on loosen, that helps. And we're just gonna buzz that off. Perfect. That's what you want. You want it to come right off. We're going to do the same over here, but I'm going to leave that one on a little bit. Oh, well, that's a different size. Interesting. I would have thought they should have been the same. Interesting. And try not to get yourself backed into the sway bar like I just did. There you go. I'm going to leave that one on in case all hell breaks loose. And we're going to give this a little tappy tap. You want to hit it on where the joint goes through, not on this or on the ball joint or on the tie rod end joint itself. You want to hit it where it comes through. So this is probably going to be loud. Feeling this is going to be an issue. That's why I decided to start with this instead of starting with this joint. And I had a feeling this was going to be an issue. It should just pop out from the strike. But in this case, it is not doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do which I told you shouldn't do, which I'm going to try to hit on this a little bit and see if I can knock this out. But to do that, I'm going to put the nut on first, so you're not hitting on the head or the stud. You're hitting more so on the nut and the stud. feeling this was gonna fight me. Yeah, I had that feeling. There's my squeak. All right. Well, let's give this one a shot. I had a feeling this was going to be a fight. I knew it. Yeah, much the same situation. These have been in here for a minute. Okay. I guess we're going from I'm not asking, or I'm going from please come out to I'm not asking and get a bigger hammer. All right, let's get a bigger hammer and see if that helps. Give her a little more persuasion. Yeah, that's doing nothing. I had a feeling this was going to be an issue. Yeah, that's what we don't want to do, is booger up the threads. So, I killed the camera because we weren't making progress. But we've come to a resolution. Now, I didn't really want to do this because using a pickle fork can often tear the boots on the tie rods, which are still good. But I really don't have a solution at this point because it's been about 45 minutes of me pounding on that. And it hasn't budged. And you can hear the compressor in the background. Now this side has already, I went ahead and snuck and already backed that side off. So we're gonna go ahead and take that nut down a little bit more. Okay. Now to this side. So we're gonna put that up in there and hope to not screw the... And there it goes. That's called I wasn't asking. So that's loose. So now, on to this joint. I haven't loosened yet. Alright, so we're going to get the nut off of that first, because that's generally what you want to do. I think the easiest way to get to that. Oh, not really an easy way now, is there? So what we're going to do is we're going to get a 18 and we're going to put a ratchet on that. And you'll just have to continue to listen to that compressor for a bit. as it builds up. So we're gonna go ahead and throw that up on there. I do have an electric ratchet, but that would require an adapter or to get a different socket, so. Hey, compressor shut off. So this is the idler arm for referencing what you're looking at here. And then I'm gonna go over to the pitman arm, and we're gonna crack that loose. Now these shouldn't be tight. They should just be snug, because you remember it's the cotter key that holds these in place. And we're just gonna take that to the end. That way this doesn't fall in my teeth. We're gonna go ahead and, oh man, get you one of these, all right? Yeah, you might wreck the boot, but oh, it'll save you so much time. Look at that. Air tools, they'll save you. All right, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna get the tie rod out. Now you don't wanna spin these. You wanna just leave them hang, and you don't spin them, because you will screw up your alignment. So we're just gonna start that so we don't lose it. We're just gonna start there, start that. Yeah, I definitely got into the boot a little bit. We'll just pack it full of grease, and then we'll worry about it later. I can always pop these back off now they're already destroyed and replace that boot potentially. But they are old, so it's not the end of the world. Probably be a good time to definitely put some grease in these. We're just gonna lower these right down. Yeah, those are still fine. And we're gonna take this nut off, which is gonna cause this to fall. Like that, which will hit that center there. And then we'll do this side. Like that. Now it does come with new hardware. Oh yeah, I remember this being fun. How did we overcome this last time? I have a feeling I have to turn this, which is not fun to do. Yeah, I didn't think of that. How did I? That's a stupid design. I guess we could turn the steering wheel, which is probably locked. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. It shouldn't turn the wheel. We gotta make sure we get that centered back up. Lose these gloves. We're gonna shut that off, as we used it up to what we needed. Okay, now that is loose inside, so that should allow us to turn it, and then there we go, that'll drop out. So this side seems fine, and this side seems fine. Well, on the car, I can't see what you're seeing. Let's see, what are you seeing? Okay, this on the car had wobble in it. So we're gonna go ahead and just replace that. So we're gonna throw this out, grab the new one. All right, so we're back. So first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna not put that in upside down. you're going to install the grease zerk into the new joint. And this is the best that the Rock Auto can send. I actually, you know, guys say that a lot, like a lot of the YouTubers, they have a problem with Rock Auto sending incorrect parts. I've actually never had that problem. Now, I don't, you know, order in bulk in the mass amounts that they do. You know, I make an order. You don't want to overdo this, it'll strip it. But at the same time, it's like, I guess if you're ordering a lot of stuff from them all the time, I guess you're gonna have larger quantity, you know, larger possibilities of failure, you know. So hopefully you can see. Stupid thing likes to turn off. There we go. This is an 8mm, by the way, and I went with this because you can't, it's less likely I'm gonna send it to the moon. Just snug. And then we're gonna grab your friendly neighborhood grease gun here, and you're gonna clean the tip off. And I'm gonna pre-grease this, at least try to. A little hard holding this up for the camera, but it's easier to get to it while it's off. There we go. I'm just gonna put a little bit of grease in it. There we go. It's coming out the boot already. So it must have actually had grease in it, which is shocking. And I'm gonna do the other side off camera here. I need to get one of those ones that hold on to the dessert. Alright. Should do it. I can always put more in. Alrighty. Back the nut off. Try to figure out which side went where. Any of you paying attention? Because I'm trying to remember which side went where. I think the bigger side went on the gearbox. I'm gonna look like a darn fool if I was wrong. Get these nuts started so I don't have to hold it here. So it did come with new hardware, but it didn't come with castle nuts for the tie rods, which I don't like. And what I mean by castle nut are these guys here. That's called a castle nut, and that gives you a slot to put a cotter key through, and that keeps the bolts from backing out. All right, that should do it. Then we're gonna go ahead and start sliding this all in. Slide this back into position. There we go. Straighten the wheel back out. I left the key slightly turned so I could turn that. If the steering wheel's locked, you won't be able to turn that. Alrighty. So at this point, we should be able to... So the smart thing would have been for me to verify that the nut on that was the same size as the old one. And it is. At least it fits. And what you want to do is you want to smack your oil pan with the ratchet each turn. See? That tells you how far you're going and keeps you knowing you're turning. Plus it gives your neighbors that you're listening to your cussing and screaming a little bit of percussion noises and music to go with their, you know, beat to go with the cussing and screaming. So I like to play them the instrument of my people, the ratchet. You can see this car leaks a little too, but she's 41. I think she can be all right with that. All right, we're gonna go to the other side before I go and wolf that down into tightness. Like I said, this would be a lot easier if I would have got my electric one out, but I have it over there. I just don't have a socket out for it. So once again, you don't have to send these to the moon, but you want to seat them. Plus, you gotta then try to line it up where you can put the cotter key through, which is a bit fun on these ones because you can't quite see what you're doing. I got tranny cooler lines right here too, which helps, because that's, you know, there, that one should be lined up. This one's already lined up, but I definitely want to tighten this one more, because I definitely did not make it very tight. Just want to snug them up good. You don't want them loose. You don't need to send them to the moon. If you hear me grunting, we're just going to go a little bit more with this one so it lines up to the cotter key or cotter pin, whatever you want to call it. A little bit more. There we go. That should do it. There. Okay. So now we can go ahead and reattach our tie rod. Now, one thing I'm gonna do is while they're down here and they're in my face, and I can, you know, lick the grease off of it. Like I said, don't turn these. You can pull them out towards you like that. Hopefully you can see even what I'm doing. What are you guys looking at? There, you can pull them out towards you. But these have a grease zerk on the back and on the side. And I think they're a little difficult to get to. So I'm going to put a little bit of grease in that. Not too much, because we got a hole in the boot. I don't know how that got there. Just to sneeze while they're off. There we go. Oh, you can see the grease zerk is stuck on the back. Give that a little. Give that a little persuasion. I don't know what I flung, by the way. That's interesting. Maybe if we hook onto it with this one, it'll. There we go. Definitely want a little bit of grease in there. So we'll do that side. And then we're going to lift that up in there. Then you're going to have to move this. Okay. Of course, that's going to be like that. Okay. There we go. All right. I'm going to put that back on there. I'm going to reuse this nut because I don't like the fact that the new one didn't come with a cast on that. What size was that? That was a 17. Plus, doing this by hand with a hand ratchet that I can't grip anything with and my hands are all covered in grease. ensures that you're not gonna, you know, halt them. Yeah, you could probably put them all at impact. Yeah, there's probably a torque spec that somebody's gonna tell me down in the comments. Well, you should have torqued it to the 200 down 90 degrees, and I'm not worried about it. Snug. I go to the shoulder pops. That's what I do. Well, it helps if you change the socket out, which was the whole reasoning for what I was doing there. Once again, you want them to seat, but you don't need to, you don't gotta go to the moon. Like I am. Yeah, see, that's too tight. But I want a little too tight because I wanted to make sure it was seated. Now we're gonna take a look at where the cotter key lines up. Right there. We're just gonna, just a smidge. Just a smidge. There. That's tight in there, it ain't going nowhere. Well, while we're here, we'll start buttoning up this side. We're gonna shove the cotter, the new cotter key. Get in there, through there. And we're gonna do it to make it. Now, I don't make these pretty, okay? We're not here to impress nobody. I'm just here to make my car safe so I can drive it and enjoy it. That's what we're going for here. Can we just make it safe enough to drive? Something to keep you out of the ditch and on the road. And this is definitely something that it's gonna fight the hell out of me. This new one's pretty thick. Normally you can bend these over. There we go. I gotta get my right paw in there. My right hand. Okay, cool it. And then I want to bend this side over too. There we go. That side's a little harder sometimes. There we go. Bend it over. Make sure it doesn't interfere with anything, because that's what you don't want. You don't want it interfering with anything. Now this isn't holding your wheel on. This is just keeping your nut from backing out that's holding the steering together. Because you're gonna have a bad day if that happens. Guarantee it. I also want to tell y'all, this is covered in that fluid film, the black fluid film. That's why she looks as good as she does under here. But I will tell you, as much as it's going to protect your car, it's going to make your life miserable. Alright, and the reason I say that is you're going to be covered in grease no matter what you do. I changed oil in this car and I got grease up at both elbows. You know, that kind of covered in grease. So we're gonna go ahead and put that on there. Gonna fill that with a little bit of grease. Oh, okay, yeah. All right. There we go. You're gonna drop your nut while you're doing this too. That way you're gonna look for it. Oh, come on. Oh, you gotta fight me like this. I don't know which way it wants. Does it want this way? Come on, you dirty dog. I think it wants to go this way, which I can't. Yeah. Why is this doing this? Oh, don't tell me the alignment's gonna be, oh, well, hi. Yeah, that's just gonna fight me, ain't it? Anything to make you mad, you know? There we go. What I'm doing is I'm kicking the wheel out a little bit. So I definitely have a feeling the alignment might be off now, which is unfortunate. You really hope that it wouldn't, but you know, tolerances. I don't know why that was a different size before. There's not going to be any more. Okay. Oh, I put this back on loosened, didn't I? I was like, what is going on here? Somebody tell me what is going on. This side, I definitely wanted to make sure it's seated. Alrighty. So now what we're gonna do, now that I got that lined up, I got that one lined up, is we're gonna go ahead and grab some new cotter keys. Oh, I guess I still need to put this one up here. So we're gonna do that one first, since, you know, it's in here in our mouth. If I can find where I saw the hole at. You guys can probably see it. I can't. Yes, you guys are staring right at it. Why didn't you say something, huh? Alrighty. And of course it's gonna fight me. I need to just tighten this just a tiny bit more. Not quite lined up. Come on. Get on there, you dirty devil. Is that the, oh, okay. We're gonna play in this game, are we? A little bit more. That'll better get things into alignment. There. So that you can just push that right on in. I'm gonna do it this way, like that. I'm gonna push it. And this side, we're just gonna bend it up over. I'm gonna bend that side. Oh, well, that's good enough. We just don't want it to come out. There we go. Doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to not obstruct anything. has to be bent over. I'll just give that a little... You guys are right in my way, you know that, right? You could have done this for me. You're right there. There we go. All right. So now we're gonna go get some new cotter keys. All right, so I went ahead and can't wait till this video is screwed up. Went ahead and got the best that Harbor Freight can offer. See, that one looks nice. See, that one you can see. You don't see that one up there. That one you can see. And I did the same thing over there. So nice new cotter keys. Everything should be snug. We should be good. So yeah, I went ahead and lubed up either side outer tie rod as well. While you're here with the grease gun, you might as well. And remember, this baby here, even the central pneumatic, will save your life on this. As I would have been down here beating it and beating it. That doesn't sound good. I should probably take that out. Nope, I'm too lazy. Anyways, yep, so we're gonna go ahead and back her off and we'll take her for a test drive. She should be good to go. I don't know where these all went. You always want extras in your bowl when you're done. I don't know where my ratchet went. Oh, it's right there in front of my face. But yeah, so this concludes the center link. I am not doing the end links today. Taking another look at them. The bushings are still in place. They're not making any noise. I think that's going to be a project for a different day. You know, you get a day off, and especially this time of year, you got to kind of capitalize on some of the time you have to do work. And then the other part is to enjoy what is left of the warm weather here in Pennsylvania. As we are now in October, I believe today is the 2nd. So at this point, we're going to be going downhill as far as temperature goes. Get these out of the driveway so they're not in your tire later. So I want to be able to drive it a little bit and enjoy it today, because days are getting shorter. Weather's getting colder. Driving season's coming to an end. So I pre-greased these, but I'm gonna shoot a little bit more in them now that they're actually seated. There, see? Perfect. Just to make sure while you're here kind of situation. Perfect, it's coming out the top. This style grease gun, by the way, if you don't have an air one or an electric one, this style here will save your life. The ones with the big handles are nice, or are nightmares, I should say, when you're trying to do stuff by yourself. All right, as always, thanks for watching. There might be a video on my channel if you dig around from the last time I did this. I can't remember. I think I made one on replacing these bushings. The sway bar that you can't see bushings way back when. But I think this was already done when I did those, so if I made a video, I don't remember. But anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please comment, like, subscribe. I'm gonna try to make some more videos before the end of the year here. I've really slacked on making the videos. I will be honest with you, there are some videos that I start to make and then I never follow through with, and some just kind of phony, chopping the editing room floor basically. So yeah, thanks for watching. Also a quick shout out to RPO Code Restorations, or RPO Code Restorations. He's a fellow Pennsylvania YouTuber that makes a lot of videos on 80s General Motors cars and troubleshooting the early computer controlled stuff. I don't know if he'll ever see this, but if you're looking for somebody, if you have one of these cars, and that's probably why you're watching, if you're looking for somebody that seems to know from everything he says, stuff about the old computer controlled systems and carburetors, he would be a guy to check out.